But make a long story short, it was mixed. We had Italian and Jewish and blacks in the 4th Ward. The old Memorial House, which is the Bergen Family Center now, goes back to the 1899, and the Jewish Center temple was right next door. You can still see a little bit of the old one next to the Bergen Family Center. Brownies and Girl Scouts, we had cooking, we had a big library. Mrs. Isley, the Isley brother and mother, would teach free piano lessons and whatnot. We had programs for the teenagers at night. We had dances and parties there. Hackensack boys, oh, we want to come and get our girls. We wanted their girls.
My grandmother was a member of the Women's Club, and then the League of Women Voters started by having a tea at the Women's Club, and then from that, my mother became president, and then there were meetings in our house, in our living room, when I was 3, and somebody told me playing with the cat. I came back and became the last president, and I really was not a member of the League of Women Voters. Before that, I just read what they wrote about voting, and so I took on that position and started going to city council meetings and sometimes school board meetings and learning about Englewood, part of the evolution of the League of Women Voters.
Women's Club.
Women's Club. Thanks to Charlotte.
Sei gesegnet, be gesund. Go to Zygers, have a lot of fun. There's Anna and Bernie and Sippy and Dan. They welcome you with a helping hand.
Bum, 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 bum.
Well, the Borsangers are one of the founding families of Englewood. I myself have learned recently. My grandfather came over and Ferdinand Borsanger, wife Bertha. My grandfather started a butcher grocery shop in Englewood, and he joined the civic organizations, and he became
The Elks and
he was the founder of the Temple Emmanuel. He was a police chief.
Grandpa told me that one. He said, you know what this is? He says, when I came and they used horses to bring the sled up to the top of the seven sisters, the toboggan.
Yeah.
And then they would all get in and just shoot straight down to the monument, past the monument to Teaneck. And then they get the horses to drag the sled up to the top again.
My roots begin in Bergen County. On my grandmother's side, her great-great-great-grandfather was a slave here in Bergen County, up on close to the mountain. Okay, that's how long this blood chain has come down. And my father's side, they were 18, just to turn of the century, up in Montvale. They were farmers, and they came down this way.
That's amazing.
So my family's got deep, deep roots in Bergen County. I just had a community interest and wanted to do something. I've always had an interest in the community. I was in the Urban League. I was in the NAAC first. I was a chair for a while. Then I went to be join the Urban League board. I was a mixed board in terms of race. And I became the chair of the Urban League. And by the way, being chair allowed me to go to March on Washington and get a ticket to sit up on a stand with Martin Luther King. It was no more than 20, 30 feet away from me.
That's a good thing.
No, that was a good thing. That was one of the benefits of being in the Urban League. But it gave you a chance to make a contribution to the community, okay? Which I was.
Well, I think there's no question that the most important thing I ever did, I was president of the city council for 2 years. And I was the last president of the city council before we changed to a city manager form of government. And we had a mayor who, at the time, pretty much left the actual running of the city to the council, and that was Sandy Greenberg. And so, in effect, I was, the chief executive of the city for 2 years, in 1976 and 77 and 78, I guess it was. I moved to Englewood specifically because and was to understand and become part of a community, and it worked. And I'm very glad I did it. It was what I largely fulfilled my objective.
I grew up on Marlborough Road in a time where people left their doors unlocked and we played in the streets, and there were many children and families, and we all came together all the time. Englewood's a beautiful place. It's a place with tree-lined streets and beautiful landscaping and foliage. There are lots of shops and restaurants in our downtown area, and I went through the Englewood school system, kindergarten through 12th grade, Cleveland School, the Englewood Middle School, which then became the Janice Dismiss Middle School, and then Dwight Moore High School. And currently, I'm a teacher now 34 years in Englewood at the Dr. Leroy McLeod Elementary School. And it's really sweet for me because Dr. Leroy McLeod was my principal kindergarten through 6th grade. So although he didn't get to live to see a school named after him, it gives me great pleasure to walk the halls in a school building that I grew up in and personally knew who the school is named after. My husband Lamar Thomas is also from Englewood, and we have had the privilege, he's now principal here, which is awesome, and we've had the privilege to raise 4 beautiful children, 3 girls and a boy. It just shows you the legacy of Englewood is strong, and the neighborhood is still rich with so much good-hearted, down-to-earth, wonderful people of all walks of life, from all socioeconomic backgrounds, and it's just been a real blessing and a pleasure to be here.
Hi, I'm Kathy Rebeck. I live here in Englewood, New Jersey. I'm going to tell you about a great memory that I have back in the early 70s when I kind of first arrived into Englewood for the first time. I saw that the town is celebrating a wonderful Festival of the Arts throughout the city. I'm also a graphic artist, and I participated in it as well. We had a great time. It was a beautiful day. And I enjoyed the whole process. It was a wonderful celebration of the city.
I've lived in Englewood for 63 years. I just figured it out. And my 4 children went to school here. 2 of them went all through public school. 1 of them ended up going to private school. And 1 of them left and came back again and finished high school in Englewood. And I've been very happy here. I love the town. And I will stay until the end.
One of the reasons I love Englewood is because Englewood is the melting pot. You know, when you think about what America was built on, it was built on a melting pot of people, different groups, different ethnicities, different religions, different races. That's Englewood. It's a good mix of everyone, and it's nice to see us all getting along, working together, and shooting for a common goal, you know, and being a good neighbor to each other.